we have microwaves. We can heat that food up really quick. What did y'all do before microwaves? Lord have mercy. How long did y'all have to wait to heat up them leftovers? Probably had to heat up the house with a hot oven, and so, but we want it fast, right? And we can shop, we can get things fast. How many of you know shortcuts in spiritual growth and in life don't work? We cannot take shortcuts in spiritual growth in life. The brother said the problem is when we want Jesus to do something through us without first asking him to do something in us. There is no hack for connecting with people and loving people the way Jesus did. I love it when he said sometimes we tend to want increased output without increased input. Here's one of the other notes I wrote. It says Jesus doing things in us requires devotion, yet it also includes, sometimes when Jesus does stuff in us, it includes wilderness seasons. I mean, you know, your wilderness seasons aren't wasted by God. When he brings us into a difficult time, when he brings us into a tough space, even he can use that. Sometimes he can use our suffering. Sometimes he can use the uncertainty of things in our lives. And so don't just look at that as a woe as me moment. God could potentially be wanting to use what you're currently going through in order to use you to speak through you. And so not only can he use those, but sometimes the temptations and the trials and the suffering. In all these cases, we must trust Jesus. Jesus has the seeds that need to be planted and cultivated in us. So a question that we can ask when we're going through difficult times is this: Jesus, what seeds need to be planted and cultivated within me? How many of you know he's always trying to invest in us to grow us and mature us? The sanctification process requires that we yield ourselves to be refined by God. None of us have arrived. And so today we ought to have gotten another step closer to his throne of grace and mercy. Have you ever had days when it felt like the whole world was at your door needing something from you? That's a question. Talk to me. Have you ever had days where you felt like the whole world was at your door needing something from you? Anybody? Have you ever had days like that? Come on. Let me see your hand if you had days like that. Yeah. Wow. That's good. My brother McGee said, I've had days like that, and a lot of things are going on, but he got some wisdom from someone who shared with him. They said, I don't have to catch the ball every time it's thrown to me. Oh, come on. I mean, you know, people would want it. We got balls coming from us from several ways, and you can't catch all of those